Hi there. So today I want to talk about purpose because I think it's one of the things that most comes up when I talk to people, whether you're talking about your own teenagers, that they're sort of looking for the answer to life, their purpose. Whether you speak to people of my age, even myself, we just spend our life looking for our purpose. Some of you may be really lucky that maybe you figured out your purpose at a young age and you know exactly what your purpose is. But a lot of us, as life changes, because our roles change throughout our life, maybe we feel a little bit lost as to what our purpose is. And when you live a life of purpose or have purpose, everything in life seems so much easier, seems to flow. Just think of, like, example, always think of a bride that's got a wedding booked. Oh boy, does she have purpose? And for her, it seems so much easier to hit her goals. Whether she wants to lose weight, get fit, she suddenly isn't artistic, but becomes artistic and creative and designing and becomes a problem solver. All those things, because when you have purpose, when you have a clear purpose, everything flows. So the question is, how do you find your purpose? So there are a few techniques as to finding your purpose, and I really do like the thought of this one. So first of all, just take some time just to think about all the things in your life that have brought you happiness and joy, those things that have really made you feel alive. And then if you just write those down in your own words. Then think of the challenges you've had in your life and the pain that you've had in your life. All those things, and write them down, the things that you've overcome as well. Because remember, everybody's life, doesn't matter at what stage you are, even if you're young, middle age, or even if you're retired, you will have that very special, your own sort of print, won't you? That your own fingerprint that's unique to you. And so will be your life up to wherever you are. So all those things that have made you happy and filled you with joy, those things that have challenged you and caused you pain, those would be very unique to you. So once you see those things, the next thing to look at is your values, your true values. Not the values that have been imposed by society or by your family or by your culture or even by your religion. And most of all, not by your ego, your real values. What are the things that really have value in your life? Is it kindness? What is it? To you, it would be individual, like this fingerprint, the things that are of value to you. And when you start seeing those things, you will have more clarity of what really has true meaning to you. Because sometimes we are led more by what our ego values rather than what our soul values. And we pursue things in life that we think have meaning because it comes from the outside, it comes from our ego of what, and we chase these things that may not even really be what our life purpose is not what really brings us joy. Because when we chase things to feed the ego and not feed the soul, it very seldom ends up in true happiness. So that is a way to find your purpose. And it doesn't matter if you're retired, it doesn't matter where you are in your life. If you live a life of purpose, everything becomes easy and flows. You wake up in the morning, you know your purpose, whatever it is, and life then becomes easy, not as stressful. It doesn't matter because what you are doing day to day are the things that truly feed your soul. And that is what gives you purpose. And that ultimately is what brings you joy and happiness. So have a little play around with that. Really sort of dig deep. What makes you happy? What are the things you've overcome? What makes you sad? What makes you angry? That as well can help you show you what your true values are. Then find your values, and then through those true values that are not imposed by anybody else, but what comes from deep within, what lights you up, are the things that are going to help you show you the way to purpose. And one of the most important things is not to force it, because sometimes we just force that purpose. We want to know now what our purpose is. We want to work it out, and we chase it of what we think what's going on in our mind, and we think our purpose can be worked out by what we're thinking. And usually our purpose is worked out by what we are feeling, what our intuition tells us. So that's a little bit about purpose. So if you found yours and you're following yours, then you are happy and know where you are. But if your life has changed, the stage of your life, and you feel a little bit lost to what your purpose is, especially now during lockdown and the pandemic, everything around you could have changed. And maybe you need to find a new purpose or your true purpose. That's all from me. Bye.